Hey, buddy. To run to keep up with it. So let's I've not anchored this very well. So it'll go quite fast. That's a lithium iron phosphate golf buggy battery. That's a golf bag axle. This is a fairly smart walking pace. I had to extend the axle to get clearance for the wheels on the buggy chassis, and I made up a bit of an attachment out of wood rather than welding, so I can put this buggy back the way it was before. You just turn it down to change it. That's how it is. Independent baby. So I had the steering locked on it there, but I can unlock the steering. And then there's a sprag bearing on each wheel. So both wheels are driven, but both have sprag bearings, so you can, it's not really a diff, but it works a bit like that. So whenever it's on, it'll take corners really quite easily. Turned up a bit more. Goes a bit faster downhill. It does coast a little bit there when the power's off, and it's just as easy to push empty as it was when it had the original wheels on it, but it's a lot heavier on the bottom. Maybe that's a good thing. So this is my old Mothercare Xtreme buggy with a golf trolley, an electric golf trolley set of wheels attached to it and a battery, and I've just butchered the trolley. Put the controller up here, so it'll go like that. If I turn it on, it just starts off by itself. I could turn it off. The only reason that's dangling there is because the cable's in it and I'd have to cut it to get it out because of the way it's wired in. So it's a bit of a Heath Robinson affair right now. I didn't want to damage the buggy in any way, so I've drilled out some rivets to get the old wheels off, and I can always put it back together. The trolley I don't really care about because I'm never going to use that, and it didn't have its own battery anyway, so I've bodged up this old LifePo 4 battery and basically bodged it all together. The axle wasn't long enough for the clearance here to here on the old buggy chassis, so I cut that and just welded in a bit of pipe to extend it, and this wheel is over, but it's just a piece of like polished steel, or you know, finely ground steel in a little brass or probably a bronze bearing on each side, and then in the wheel there's a sprag as well, so it'll overrun one way. And it was pretty simple to put together. It's a neat little DC motor, a gearbox, and then there's a speed controller, which I presume is up in the handle, although I don't know. No, actually the speed controller might be in there. but it works. Connor bet me if I could do it, and well, the bet wasn't financial other than cred, and here it is. There's a few downsides in that it affects whether or not you could fold the buggy. You just can't fold it anymore, which is a bit of a pain. Actually, I wonder, I don't say that, but I don't know if I've tried it. Now, I shouldn't fold it with the baby in it. I guess you could fold it a little bit. Might fold up, actually. I think it gets stuck here somehow. I think that needs to fold in straight. But there you go. Just recharge the battery at home. Works just fine. It's a bit of a silly one, really, and it's really just bodged together as a kind of a concept. I'm sure you can get these things. I'm sure you can get clip-on accessories that do this, but I really like these Mothercare buggies, and they're completely obsolete now. Still got all the parts to put this back together because I think they're really good. I like a buggy with pneumatic tires, and I don't really like these tires. If I anchored that a little bit better, it would be a pretty good stroller. Like 2 cable ties is not really the way to do it, and having the old piece of metal dangling there, but I didn't want to cut it with the angle grinder, because if I lick that cable inside, well, you'd have a bit of problem on your hands. So there you go. Tell me what you think about this. If you know of any commercial ones that are available, tell me about them, because I'd be interested in it, up to the point of being interested. I don't think I'd ever pay for one. I quite like walking for exercise, so I don't see the point in having a electric motor really, other than trying to prove a point here. It's pretty good though. Wheels come off. It would collapse down a little bit, but not much. I guess you could figure that out with how I've attached it there, and you could always weld the thing together. You could always weld the chassis together and make a better job of it, but I was just working as quickly as possible with what I had. So there you go. Questions or comments, leave them below. Thanks for watching. See you later.